Hey guys, Chompadong here, and I just had a thought pop into my head with some of the talk about Research Station being sortable and filterable and all of that. I mentioned that an awful lot, and maybe it's time just to show you really quickly in a video what you can do. Because if you've joined in the past couple of months, we were having a glitch with the Research Station that we had to pop it out separately to be able to sort it and filter it. Now that that is fixed, it's just right there from the main page. And maybe we haven't talked about it enough for people to understand the power of the customizability of this tool. It's what makes this tool great. So I won't take too much of your time today, uh, but I will jump into the research station here. And when I open up, I deal with FanDuel more in DraftKings, but you can DraftKings actually. It's easier this way. Let's do this. Let's say you do what I like to do, which is sort by ceiling value. I can go by descending order. Did you see what I did there? I clicked sort descending, right? This little triangle here. I can also come down here to the filter and I can turn off the blanks. That gets rid of these guys. Okay. You may want to double check first, make sure you're not getting rid of any big names. But because there for a while that was an issue too. It seems like that's pretty fixed. It doesn't seem like it throws away too many bad players. At any rate, now that I'm looking at ceiling in descending order, these are the highest pure ceilings on the slate. It shows me the value multiplier out here to the side. You've seen me use this tool setting up lock the chalk type stuff. But let's say I wanted to look at just point guards. Now on FanDuel, it's easy. I just click the point guard button, boom, and I'm there. But on DraftKings, it's different because of the multi-position eligibility. So what I have to do is I have to hold down the control key and find all of the PG guys. And then when I turn them on, I've got those three buttons blue. Those are all my point guard eligible people. So if I was looking for just some kind of guard play, then I might even add in the shooting guard guys by holding down the control key and clicking those guys again. Now I've got all my guards. If I'm wanting to put it in a guard spot in an NBA lineup, now I'm looking at who has the best. If I'm already using, Lillard for the point guard spot and, Oladipo for the shooting guard spot, and I still have option for another guard and a utility, these are my guys. I can still use any of these guys, right? And then to turn it back off, just click point guard or hold the control key down and just turn it back off. Once you turn it back off, they all come back on for you. If I wanted to look at the ceiling game, let's say, I don't know, I'm completely being hypothetical here, but let's say I wanted to look at Atlanta, Detroit. Well, I'm turning them off. See what I did there? I turned them off. So if I wanted Atlanta, I'd click them back on. Detroit, Memphis, Milwaukee, Phoenix, Dallas. Oh my God, I don't know what the hell I'm looking for today in ceiling numbers, but these are the games that I like. These are the games that I want to maybe game stack. And like I said, totally hypothetical because I picked some pretty crappy teams. But in there, oh, Giannis and Luca and Trae Young have the highest pure ceilings. Maybe I ought to focus on those guys and maybe build something around them. But this quickly shows you how to do that. And again, just click down to one, click it again with the control key and click it right on off. And now I'm back to where the whole world is wide open to me again. Let's use some filters. If I jump over here and say in the season stats usage, who has the most usage in the league? Well, obviously Luca, Giannis, Trae Young, whatever. These guys are still in there for whatever reason. I would think somebody else would have higher usage, but obviously not. And I don't know my basketball like you guys do. Good news is I don't have to watch games all day long to, get an edge on a lot of this stuff because I've got Keg doing that for me, and Friedman and Mudd and Madness and those NBA coaches are all doing that for me. They're watching all the games. They love basketball. I'm going to let them. Okay. I like hockey. So I'm going to watch those games. They can watch these others and then they can report on their cheat sheets and in their other plays and then through these research numbers and projections and everything, they can tell me who they think is best. And all I have to do is learn how to use these tools and go find them. Right. And same works for hockey, same works for baseball, same works for football, same works for everything. You've got all these guys and their resources here at dfsarmy.com for you. And it's unbelievable how using all of these guys and using all of their heads. I mean, I don't know anything about cars. I've got a good mechanic. I don't know anything about brain surgery, but I'd have a I'd have a brain surgeon if I had a tumor. Or whatever the hell. I don't know anything about auto insurance. I don't know anything about homeowners insurance. I don't know anything about, any of this crap, but I surround myself with people that know. And when I surround myself with people that know, I no longer need to know everything about that category. I, again, don't need to know basketball to do well. I don't need to know MMA. I don't need to know NASCAR. I don't need to know any of those sports that I don't watch to do well in them because I've surrounded myself with a community of people that do know these things. And I know who to go to and I know who to talk to find the secrets to winning those sports. You go do your specialty, I'll go do mine, and you can be a member in my sport and I can be a member in your sport. It's pretty simple. Now, if I wanted to sort by usage and I don't want anyone under 25% because I want to flush the trash, then all I'm going to do is come down here and set up a number filter that is greater than 0.249. That's, 24.9%. Boink. Out they go. See you later. Doesn't matter what position. Now I'm only dealing with with the point guards if I click the button, but I'm only dealing with guys with a high usage, right? If I want to filter that down even more, let's say I only want ceilings over 50. Come to the ceiling tool, greater than 49.9. That's going to get me 50. Poof, I just cut my list down a little bit more. Let's say I only want guys whose 3-game value is over, 4.5x. I go number filter, I go greater than 4.49, so that'll get me 4.5. It's included, and poof, cut my list down even more. Now these are guys that if I wanted to show them to the world, these are guys that have high usage, high ceilings, and have 3-game value that's about, that's among the highest on the offerings of these guys. That gets me the guys that are a little bit hot, that have high usage. High usage should lead to a floor because they touch the ball an awful lot, right? And they've got high ceilings. It doesn't have to be hard. All I have to do is know how to use these tools. If I wanted somebody who's, 3-game over 10-game average was, they were getting more minutes on the court than they had been, then I can put this to any positive number. Again, using a filter greater than 0. Poof. Now I've got guys with high usage, high ceilings, high, 3-game averages, money multiplier, value multiplier averages, and guys that are seeing over the last 3 games are seeing more minutes than they were seeing over the last 10 games. Maybe this is my core tonight. I don't know. I'm not really interested in this anymore. This is how we used to do research here. This is how we had to before cheat sheets, before we had other experts. I was never an expert in NBA, but when I would write articles for the NBA, this is the type of stuff that I would do because it just makes freaking sense. Okay? You can use this tool to completely cut down your research and only be looking at the player. You can cut the noise out this way. Only look at if I want guys that are in paced up situations, if I want guys that are in high implied Vegas totals, if I want guys that are, home and road splits or whatever, I can go in there and I can sort every tool and every column and I can filter things out. And as long as I pay attention to what I'm filtering out, I know what I'm looking at. I'm looking at the best of the best of the best of the best of the best. And they're going to be in good spots tonight because they're good players in good matchups. That's just the way it's going to filter down. Now, instead of spending an hour and a half or more doing this, maybe you love NBA and you're wanting to find, a secret way of looking at things yourself. This tool will allow you to do that. But, maybe you just want to see what the cheat sheets provide or see what the videos provide and then talk amongst everybody else about more game theory and ownership and who should be highly owned and who's going to slide under the radar. And you want to spend your time doing that, man, be my guest. The community is wide open for you here at DFS Army. And every research station that we have does this. And the domination station builds lineups for all of them. You just select who you like out of those player pools and give them boosts in the projections, and the optimizer will favor them over. Now, if I boosted a bunch of people in the optimizer, then and some guys still were not pulling into my lineup, that means their projection isn't strong enough to begin with. So I'd have to either really force them in there, or I'd have to just say, well, okay, even boosting him, it's not a strong enough play for it to be considered, and then I would kind of trust the optimizer in that regard. But these are how we do this for baseball, football, basketball, hockey, NASCAR, golf, MMA, any of it, I'm sure. Any of these research stations are sortable, filterable, and you can do this work on FanDuel or DraftKings all by yourself. And then bring in what you find to the community and discuss it amongst the coaches. And the coaches will say, hey, wow, never thought of that. Or they'll say, man, you are freaking crazy. You're out of your mind. And you guys will talk back and forth about how to fine tune that skill that you're picking up through our tools to make yourself a better player. It doesn't have to be hard. It doesn't have to be rocket science. You just need a place that has the tools put in place to make you a better player. And that's dfsarmy.com. So I'll throw it out there. Like and subscribe to the video if you want to. Let's go ahead and open this up to the world and say, we got the tools, we got the coaching, we got everything for you to hit the next level if that's what you want to hit. But you got to click the link. You got to use the coupon code CHOP, CHOP, get that 10% discount and get in here and start winning today. And if you're not in here, maybe you're over at Sports Bet Army doing that because the guys over there have a lot of giveaways for Super Bowl week. And if you need information on that, then you need to get into dfsarmy.com. You need to hit me up in private message or out in the main rooms and say, yo, Chop, what's the deal with the Sports Bet Army stuff? Because I can direct you there as well. That's what I do. Peace out, home slices. We'll talk to you real soon, but that's just kind of a brief tool rundown at DFS NBA inside dfsarmy.com. Have fun playing. Build better lineups, guys. We'll see you out there on the leaderboards.